Hey there. I am just feeling very productive today, and I wanted to talk about my life as a doula. Um, my channel is Mildred Willow Life Doula, but I have spent the last 26, 27 years being a birth doula and a postpartum doula. So some of you were asking exactly what that is. A doula is someone who provides physical support and emotional support and informational support to a birthing family. And some people who are pregnant want an all natural birth, and some people want a birth with all the bells and whistles. They want to have their epidural as soon as they possibly can. Some people would like to have their baby born surgically. And the doula is a professional who is not a medical provider. They are there to just find out like what that mother's ideal birth might look like to her. And it's sort of like a tour guide. If there's a place that you've never been before, or maybe you've only been there a few times and you want to have a little different experience this time, you might hire a tour guide who has been there many, 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 many times. So that's the role of the doula. She understands all of the things about the different ways a birth might go. Birth is unpredictable. It's predictable in that it's unpredictable. And doulas have kind of seen all of it. So we talk to the parents about the risks and benefits of any choice that they might have, which if you don't know what your choices are, then you have none. So she is there to kind of walk them through planning under ideal circumstances the way they would like their birth to go. So the doula talks to them throughout their pregnancy and meets with them and maybe their medical care provider, whether that's an obstetrician or whether that's a midwife. Many people birth in the hospital, many birth out of hospital, either at home or in a birthing center. And the doula is just there to like fill in the gaps. Not all of us have our family close by or even, at all. And so the doula is there as sort of a non-judgmental support person to just kind of, if the doctor comes in and says, we're going to break your water in a few minutes, and the mother might think, I don't know, is that really something that I want to do? What are the risks and benefits? And so the doula could say, well, here's some questions that you could ask your doctor to, make you feel a little bit more confident if that's a decision that you want to make. So a life doula, Mildred Willow, the life doula, is really someone who does something very similar. And my goal is to be there for those Jehovah's Witnesses who are starting to question maybe all of the things that they've been taught and all of the things that they've been really coerced to believe through the literature or through like the website or events promoted by Jehovah's Witnesses, the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. And for years, I believed every bit of it. I believed that it was true. I grew up believing that this was, that all of it was real. And then on the day that I realized that it wasn't true, I lost bits of my mind and I almost lost my life. And I don't ever want anybody to feel like they have to go through that process totally alone. Have you seen Moulin Rouge? That just came into my head, and maybe it was inappropriate, but that's a little bit who I am. I am Brenda, the inappropriate life doula, totally alone. Now you have to go watch Moulin Rouge if you haven't seen that. It's a great XJW movie. Yes, you can. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So anyway, how this is actually going to happen, I am not certain, but I've always felt like when you're being nudged in a certain direction, that is your that is your inner wisdom. It is your higher self. What I used to think of as being Jehovah God, but often, I step back and I think of all of those times that I was feeling that nudge. Could it have just been me? Like the things that I knew was the right thing to do. And I've known it all along. And I'm just now starting to be aware of that. So I feel like this is something that I am supposed to pursue. And I'm a damn good doula. I'll just tell you that. And I feel like it's time for me to use those skills in a way that can be meaningful in a whole new way. And so I do know that I have plans to write a book, and that's a little bit why I'm in my channel. I talk about things just a little bit, just enough sort of to make you interested, and to really, as my own processing of my experience, because for so long I did not have my voice and I did not tell my story, and it made me very, very sick to hold all of that inside. And so as I'm documenting this in a video format, it's helping me to kind of remember the things that I need to remember and to write more about it, so that can be helpful. And maybe it's for you, and maybe it's for someone that you love, that is still trapped in that organization. But there's hope. And I am living proof that you never give up hope. Because if you had asked me 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 10 years ago, if I would ever be speaking out as an apostate, I would have laughed in your face and said, never, and I would bet my everlasting life on it. But don't ever do that. So it's okay if you do. It doesn't count, because there's not a big spaghetti monster in the sky. But anyway, I would welcome hearing from you. And I was really serious about the Zoom classroom, or the Zoom meeting room, for those of us who just would like to talk a little bit. And maybe that is something that I can work on launching very, very soon. If you're interested in that, please make a comment here down below. And if you want to send me an email, I am mildredwillow@gmail.com, and I'll put you on sort of our waiting list, or our guest list, for when that actually does happen. Let me know if you have an interest in it, and tell your friends, or those that you love, about that opportunity. And nudge me, tell me, Brenda, don't forget, you told us that you were going to do this, because I really, really, really do want to. So I'm throwing it out there to the universe, and to all of y'all. Let me know if this is something that you feel like it would be really beneficial to you. And I love you. Just so you know, it's important that you know that you are loved, and you are cared for, and you are important. Anyway, see you soon. Bye.